Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my second video, which will cover the review of my second drone, which is this one. It probably says in the title. It's a focus drone, which I bought at a local toy store. It's a cheap Chinese drone. It's really lightweight. It has basic plastic propellers and such. The thing is, this is my second drone because the first drone that I bought was Revell. I don't know the name exactly anymore. Let me get it. Okay, here I have it. It's this one, the Revell Ray 4. And the first thing that I did when I started it up was to fly it into a tree. And I probably burned one of the motors at that time already. The thing is, this drone has metallic gears. I hope that I can show it on camera. No, I can't show it. But the gear that goes from the gear into the propeller is plastic on metal. So if the propeller is stuck and you're still thrusting the gear, like my gears can't connect anymore because the plastic gear is so damaged, which is a shame because once I learned how to fly this thing, it's a total beast. It's more of a race kind of drone instead of a normal drone. It goes really fast and has 2 flight modes. I really loved it. Battery time was really poor though. Like I couldn't get more than 3 minutes out of this beast, which, well, when I see the power that this guy consumes, I kind of expected it. But then I got my second drone, and the thing was, my first reaction was, I'm going to buy a drone that's a bit more expensive, so it probably must be better. At least that's what my logical sense are telling me. But in real world conditions, it sadly does not apply. So let's check out this drone. This drone has it's a bicolor propeller, which is kind of standard for drones, of course. One thing you have to know, and I probably explained it in my first video, I'm not a pro, so this is my second quadcopter. The things that I'm telling you is the things that I've learned flying these things. The quadcopter looks a lot like this, and it has these rotary protection thingies. It also had 2 landing gear legs because mine was so good that it came with I don't know if you can see it, but it's a tiny little camera that can film in a total of 480p. Now the resolution and the image quality of this thing is so poor that I just janked it off immediately so I can hopefully fly better. At least that's what I think. It's probably more aerodynamic now. The thing also comes with a really weird Xbox controller. Now this is the controller of the Ray 4. The first one that I show you, which is a lot more like normal joysticks that I've seen online, because I've been searching a lot about quadcopters. So I've looked at race copters, FPV race drones, DJI Phantoms, you name it. This is a good joystick. This is the one that comes with the second one, which you can see has the same color scheme now. It looks like an Xbox One controller and it doesn't feel tactile or punchy at all. It's one of the worst controllers probably for a quadcopter. The functions of this controller, let me see if I can explain it a bit. Now you have your standard thrust throttle joystick and your banking joystick. Now you have trim buttons for the trim. I don't use it a lot because the quadcopter is always a bit off. Now the thing is, the trimming doesn't really work that well with this quadcopter. Now this thing has an auto return function, so basically when you press that button, the quadcopter comes flying direct at you. You still have to maintain your throttle like level at which it has to stay, but it tries to bank immediately at the connection of the controller. Now on the other side we have a headless mode, which is pretty awesome if the thing had pretty good camera quality, which it hasn't. I'll show you some videos which I made with it in a bit. Then we have the joypad. Now the only thing that I know that works is the up button. It puts the lights on or off, and the down button has 3 speed modes, which are not that good because in speed 1, like the basic function, I can't even fly up against the wind. It has to be in 3 to even fly in small breezes, which is of course another nuisance. Now the thing is super light, and that is the thing that I noticed immediately with this quadcopter. And probably with every cheap quadcopter that you can buy. I purchased this beauty of a beast for 40 euros, and do I regret it? No, maybe a bit. The thing is, the RAV4, the first one which I bought, which broke down immediately, was 10 euros cheaper, but it felt more punchy and felt more aggressive, which translates in more fun for me while flying a quadcopter. Now, the thing is, I bought both these quadcopters just because I wanted to learn to fly. The first one, I flew into a tree immediately after my first launch, and it was such a good learning moment for me. Like, these things are not easy to fly. The DJI Phantom stuff, they have the automatic hovering stuff. These don't have that. You have to maintain the altitude. You have to maintain by pulling and pushing the throttle yourself. So it really becomes a thing of muscle memory. Now, once I got to learn how to fly this quadcopter, I used to fly off my balcony because I'm 1 story high. Every time I launched the quadcopter, after 10 seconds in flight, first 10 seconds, it would just break connection with the controller, and when it breaks connection, it just falls down and you can't do anything about it. Now, it's not that much of a danger because I'm just flying over grass, so I'm not hurting anyone or not attacking anyone. So for me, it's not a big deal when it falls down because I only fly above grass and stuff, never above people. But the thing is, these cheap things, they're not reliable. Connection can fall out in seconds, and if you fly these things, please be careful with all quadcopters because these things can hurt someone. Thankfully, this quadcopter has plastic rotors, and what I kind of like about it is when it crashes into a wall, even when the propellers are out, they will get blocked. Maybe I can show it a bit like this. So when the propellers are out and they crash into something, because they're plastic, they'll just bend backwards and the motor stop. So propeller damage is not a big thing with this drone, which is really, so propeller damage really isn't a thing with this drone, thankfully, because I only have 1 extra set of props, and I've flown it into a wall multiple times because I just want to get the maximum out of the drone and want to test new stuff, and it still works and it still flies like a tiny beast. But if I were to rate this drone, I would probably give it a 4.5 out of 10. It's bad, it's cheap, it should be a toy, but it's not a toy. It says it in the box. The whole instruction manual is really fake. Like, many buttons aren't explained that well. Stuff with the camera isn't explained that well. That's what you get when you buy a cheap China drone. So if you want to start flying drones, there are multiple sites on the web where you can buy these kind of drones for way cheaper money than I bought them, but I couldn't wait for delivery. So if you can't wait, then just buy them at the local toy store. And if you can wait, just look up on the internet. You can find really good drones for really good prices. And I really learned how to fly with this drone. Like, I've been flying this thing for a week now. Every time it's charged, the recharge time is around 45 minutes. And when it's done, I'm out flying again. And this one lasts better than the first one. I think this one has a flight time of around 5 to 6 minutes in good conditions. But when I get a better drone, I'll probably fly these things too. But I'll probably get a couple more. I don't know. I'm pretty hooked. I also want an FPV rated drone, but that for later. There you have it. I'll post some extra videos and shots and things of the drone, and I hope you liked the review. I'm going to do some other stuff really soon, and I'll try to put out at least 1 video out a week. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you subscribe. If you have recommendations of really good drones that I should buy to learn stuff, or anything would be helpful. I'm eager to learn. I really want to understand the drone community. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you later.